Today I'm going to sell this written off car for double what I paid for it. In cash, that'd be great.
Cash.
How am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to give this car the identity of a Golf that hasn't been written off. That's right, I'm going to clone it. There's nothing here that's raising your suspicions, even though that's a clone car.
No.
But why am I doing this? Car cloning is a massive problem. Not only can it scam you out of thousands of pounds, it can even implicate you in high-profile crime. In this video, I'm going to show you how the criminals do it, how legitimate businesses are actually helping them, and how you can avoid getting caught out. But first, what exactly is a cloned car?
A cloned car is essentially a car that's had its identity stolen or copied. So it can be just simply stealing a number plate. More often than not, it's actually copying the identity of a car.
The National Police Chiefs Council estimates there could be around 20,000 cloned cars driving about in the UK. But actually, that number could be a lot higher. Criminals clone cars to hide the fact that they got a dodgy past, such as maybe they've been stolen or written off. Now they can then sell them on at a huge markup if they give these cars a new identity of a clean or undamaged car. And this is what I'm going to do now with this Golf Mark 6 from 2009. Now it would normally be worth about £1,500, but I managed to pick it up for just 500. Reason being, look at this, can you see here? Doesn't seem to fit right. That's because it's been damaged. It's a cat end write-off. That's why it was so cheap, but I'm going to double its value. I'm going to see if I can get £1,000 for this car by cloning it. What I'm going to do now though is head out onto the road and try and find a car of a similar age and look. I was driving around for about 30 minutes with no luck, but then I turned into a car park and spotted two Golfs, the right colour, right vintage, right model, in the same place, but I only actually needed one of them to copy. So how am I going to do this? So I've got two options. One is I can go and get the number plates off that car. Might look a bit dodgy, especially if the person comes back to their car. My other option is, where's my phone? I'm just going to take a photo, get the number plate.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
Okay, there we go. Bollocks. It's too surreptitious, look. Crime was clearly not coming very natural to me. Still, I did a better job the second time round and managed to get a photograph of the clean car I wanted to clone. But this isn't the only way that criminals can find the identity of a clean car in order to clone it. Actually, there's a much easier way to find my victim car, and it's the method that criminals are actually most likely to use. So I've gone online, I've put in the details of the kind of car I'm after, and I've got one here which handily I can see the registration plate in the pictures. Perfect. Once criminals have found a suitable car, they then need to check that it's got a valid MOT and is taxed. And they can do this using the government's own website, because there's no point cloning a car that is already being driven illegally. Now it's just the small task of obtaining a counterfeit registration plate. I found a place that sells number plates. Now if I want proper number plates for the car, I've got to send off my V5 and stuff like that. Don't want to do that, obviously, I'm cloning a car, right? But I do have the option of buying some other plates without a V5, and they're called show plates.
Several days later.
Look what's arrived in the post. Some lovely number plates. So as you can see on the rear one, I've actually got a UK sticker that I've added to it to make it look even more genuine. With the show plates on the car, I am ready for my unsuspecting buyer. But before that, is my clone car convincing enough to even fool the police? This is Sergeant Owen Messenger from Devon and Cornwall Police, and he's seen many a clone car in his time. Will he be able to spot something wrong with my car?
If you look at the number plate on this one, you'll see it isn't a proper number plate because it doesn't have the legal writing that it needs to have. When you buy a legitimate plate, you've got to provide the V5 for the document and ID in order to be able to buy that plate. That one clearly hasn't been, so where's that plate come from?
What are these things that we're looking for?
The maker's details, the maker's postcode, the BSAU markings, which means that that plate complies with all the legislation, the reflectivity and everything that it needs to work with the ANPR system.
If you bought a clone car with show plates, you could pretty quickly get pulled over by the police. Here's why. Here comes our cloned Golf. Will the police car's ANPR read the clone plate? And that will be the problem driving around in a car that's on show plates. The police will spot that it doesn't register on their ANPR system and think that it's a little bit suspicious and then pull it over. This means that if you bought my clone car, you'd find out pretty damn soon. But what if criminals could get their hands on genuine registration plates without all the necessary documentation? I thought I'd give it a go. I've come to a place that makes number plates for cars, so I'm going to go in there and see if I can get some plates made up for my clone car. I'm going to try and record it on my phone. Hopefully they won't notice if I'm just holding it down here. Hiya.
Hello mate, how you doing?
I'm alright, thanks mate. Listen, I'm looking for some number plates for my car. Yep. I went shopping and I think someone's just nicked my plates off my car because they've just gone, so I obviously need some to get home.
Do you have any documents on you at the moment?
No, because I've obviously just been shopping.
Before we can make your plates, we do need to see some documentation. Despite being Matt Watson from Carwow, we do still need some documents, unfortunately.
It's probably best not to get involved in car crime if you're sort of well known in the car industry. However, even though Chris from Sutherland Car Care wouldn't make me some registration plates without the documents, even though I'm a Z-list celebrity, he did reveal something rather worrying.
I am aware that there's a lot of places where you can buy fully road legal number plates without documentation.
I needed to go to them. I came to the wrong place.
Yeah, places online, you can buy number plates without sending any documentation.
Right, I'm going to go online now and try my luck at ordering some genuine number plates for my dodgy Golf. I'm not sure this is even going to work. I'm going to try as many as possible. It turns out that it was actually incredibly possible. I tried 12 different online suppliers. One refused unless I had the necessary documents. One sent me show plates, but much to my surprise, the other 10 sent me genuine road legal number plates for my clone car. No questions asked. Seems like I didn't have to waste my time with the show plates. And this is really worrying because criminals don't just clone cars to sell them on for a profit, they also clone them for other spurious reasons that could affect any car owner, not just those looking to buy a used vehicle. Owen explains why.
An organised crime network will deliberately clone cars so that they can avoid the systems that we're using to trace the organised crime network.
This means that if your car gets cloned, you could end up getting a knock on your door by someone like Owen looking to investigate a crime. However, criminals aren't just cloning cars for serious crime, they're also doing it to get away with petty crime, as Simon Williams from the RAC explains.
The first time you might realise that your vehicle's being cloned is when you get a nasty letter coming through the letterbox. That could be a speeding offence, parking charge notice, driving in a bus lane, or something that you'll be shocked because you'll realise instantly that you weren't there. Then you have to go through this whole rigmarole of trying to prove that it wasn't you.
And this is only going to get much, much worse.
ULEZ in London is one of the biggest reasons for that. Around 1,000 PCNs are being cancelled every month due to cloning incidents.
Now, if I just so happened to be in possession of a silver Golf Mark 6 and I wanted to dodge speeding tickets, parking fines and congestion charges, I could stick those genuine number plates on it. However, I'm not a criminal and I don't suggest you should do something similar either. We don't condone that kind of behaviour. But I did want to see if these genuine plates could trick Owen's ANPR. Obviously, we did this test on private land because we didn't want to break the law. So here comes our cloned Golf with the fake number plates now. There we go, it's picked it up. If we go into the details, Volkswagen Golf, silver. That's fine, we're not going to chase after that one, are we?
We'd be looking to make sure it is the right model. That's
5-door silver.
5-door. Was it a 5-door? Sometimes it will come up with, if it's an Audi, maybe an S-line. Is it an S-line that's gone past us? If it's not, then that's something that we're looking for.
But there's nothing here that's raising your suspicions this time on that car, is there?
No.
Even though that's a clone car. But let's get back to the real reason why I've decided to clone a car. It's not to get away with fines, it's to make a quick profit. I've got someone coming to see the car. They're about half an hour away. They've come by taxi, which is a good sign that they're going to need to get home. So they're probably expecting to buy this car. Hopefully they won't smell a rat. Now, I should point out that the potential buyer is actually a Carwow employee, but they don't know what's going on. We just put it on our internal messaging system that we had this car for sale for 1,500 quid, but we're going to reduce it to £1,000. Yeah. Always beware if there's a sudden price drop. We didn't want to do it to just a member of the public because I feel a bit wrong duping somebody that we don't know coming all the way out here, so better to do it with an employee, I guess. But they don't know that this car is cloned. Will they spot it? Now, the chap who's coming is called Will Jackson and he doesn't know that we're going to be filming him. So we've got a couple of cameras hidden around the car. Hopefully he's not going to spot this here. And then we're going to have some of the film crew just over there in the woods on a long lens. Am I going to get away with it? Yeah, well, how's it going?
What have I bought myself here?
1.4 litre Golf. It's worth about 1,500. We'll sell it you like for £1,000.
should get into car sales.
We've been using it for a story. Seeing if we can improve the efficiency. What we did, we got a bunch of cars and we put them on a rolling road, did loads of miles on them. But what it's done, it's made it more efficient.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's have a little look around. So, Golf NUS.
Garlited clean.
Well, kind of cleaned. Winding down windows means that nothing to break.
Oh, that's one way of looking at it.
Your fluids are all topped up. Looks fine. It's not on fire. Oh, do you know what? I've been sat in there with a bloody thingy on.
Good start.
Go on, drive it. Go on, push. Obviously, if you take it and you drive it home, it'll charge it up. Because I sat here with the lights on and everything for ages.
So how long have you had this?
Since August we bought it to do this test.
Okay. Really dragged it. 50,000 miles.
But it's just been on a rolling road. So actually those miles are like the easiest miles that a car could ever do. What do you think of the way it drives?
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
So if you just pay me in cash, that'd be great. So it's not bad though, £1,000. Before you agree to buy a used car, there are some very important checks you should do. Make sure the car's number plate, vehicle identification number and V5 document all match. The VIN is a little bit like a car's fingerprint. No two cars have the same VIN, and it contains information about their build date, the make, the model and all that kind of stuff, and it's unique to that particular car. The number plate is a little bit like the car's name, and the V5 registration document is a little bit like its passport. So if these two don't match up, then there's clearly something wrong. So how would you spot if someone's tampered with a car's V5 registration document? After all, they can be scanned, edited on a computer and then printed out. Here I have an official V5 registration document for a car. If I hold it up to the light, you will see the DVLA watermarks showing that this is a genuine original document. To tell you the truth, I didn't really know about the watermark thing until we did the research for this video, so I'm going to have to go back to my house now and check out all the V5s that I have for all my other cars because I've never really checked them. If you didn't know what you were looking for, such as these official DVLA watermarks, you could quite easily be fooled. VIN tampering is much harder to do, and in most cases you should be able to spot it. Owen explains what to look out for.
So on the Golf here, we've got the VIN number in the window. There'll be a VIN number stamped into the body.
So we have a look under the bonnet
You
here.
can have a look under there. But if you go to a main dealer and look at a genuine car, you can look at all these numbers and look where they are, what they look like on a genuine car, and check for things like the font on it. Is it the same font on the numbers and the letters? Because that will give you an indication as to whether that's been changed.
So here we have, like I found there's the VIN number there.
I mean, look and see whether any of the paint's different. So where that's been stamped in there, does anything look different there to what the car that you looked at in the dealership looked like as well?
It looks fine. It's just a slight issue that VIN number won't actually correlate to that registration.
Yeah, so you need to be checking all those numbers and letters against what you're being presented with the V5 as well.
So if someone has cloned the car and they've done a really good professional job, and then you run a history check on the car, it's just going to come back clean, isn't it?
The company that's running the check are only going to check the numbers that you give them, so you need to just do as much as you possibly can to make sure that those numbers are correct. If there's anything about what we've said or anything about that car that makes you just think, it's a red flag, and for me, I would just be walking away.
And is there another thing that kind of just might raise your suspicion if, like me, you're advertising the car substantially under list value?
Yeah, it's another red flag, isn't it? You know, why nobody's there to do you a favour. Everybody wants to make as much money as possible. If you do buy it, then the chances are you're going to lose both the car and your money.
Because if something seems too good to be true.
It generally is.
So if a car's VIN, registration plate and V5 document don't match up, it's a sign that the car has been tampered with. So don't buy it, even if you're buying it off a friend or colleague. Let's see if we'll check the documents on my clone Golf, or is he just too trusting? Shake me hand. There we go. A new car! Beautiful car. Yeah, so cash, I need cash, definitely cash.
Cash.
Do you know why?
Go on.
Now let me just put this on you like that. There we go. Reason being, Will, I'll kind of like led you out here under false pretenses.
Oh, gosh.
So basically this car here, it's cloned. This is actually a 2009, not a 2010 car. It's a cat-in write-off, this particular car, and we've given it the identity of a 2010 car. That's part of the reason why the mileage was like 50,000 more than the MOT, the last MOT in August. You can probably see, look here, there's a bit of damage here. Someone did a bit of a dodgy repair on it. Don't worry about it. We've got the actual 2010 car, which is worth about £2,000.
Oh, lush. Obvious. I was like, why is Matt doing a handover?
Yeah, but it's actually worked out well, but you would have no idea, would you? There's a little tip actually. If you see the number plate there,
yeah,
those are show plates, so they're not genuine number plates. They normally have like special markings on them and stuff like that.
I would say I was probably the average punter on the street, really, even though I've worked for Carwow for 8 years.
Basically, if things seem a little bit too good to be true or odd, then there's something up, and that's the thing with this. You see, you know, it was 1,500 quid, and it was all of a sudden down to £1,000.
Yeah. Look, I thought this was all above board. A nice, wholesome deal.
This is the genuine one. Look, same number plate.
Yeah.
And look, you don't even have, look at this.
A few more bangs.
No, less bangs. Less bangs. Look, see, this is how that should line up.
I feel like a bit of a fool now, Matthew.
Well, no. Do you want to take this one for a drive and see if it drives better? Does that feel easier to drive?
So much easier. Smooth operator.
Now you might have noticed that the car that we've given Will is actually the one that we copied the number plate from the classifieds earlier. We actually already own that car because we didn't want to clone someone else's car because that would have been illegal, but you know, we own that car, so it's all fine. So here's what you need to check to avoid buying a clone car. Is the car seriously cheap? This could mean the seller is trying to flip a clone car for a quick profit. Do they only accept cash? That could mean they don't want a paper trail leading back to them. Do the number plates look suspicious? They should show the maker's name, postcode, and the official BSAU number. Otherwise, they might just be show plates. Does the vehicle identification number look like it's been tampered with? If you're not sure what it should look like, visit a dealer with a similar car and compare them. Does the V5 document match the VIN and the number plate? If something looks wrong, it could be forged. Another little tip if you're buying a used car, even if it's not cloned or stolen or anything like that, if you're having to push it to bump start it, you're probably best just walking away. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you click on the video windows, you can watch some more videos, and if you click on the Carwow logo, you can go to Carwow to see how much money you can save on your next car. Thanks for watching.